Hello my pandas, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be doing a video editing tutorial. So last week I asked you guys whether you wanted to see me react to one of my oldest videos or if you guys wanted to see an editing tutorial, and you guys chose the latter. So that being said, this tutorial is Android friendly. I'm going to be using the app VLLO. iMovie, I personally find, doesn't have all the features that I'm looking for. So if you do want to use iMovie, it is an option, but I'm not very familiar with it. I haven't used it. I've been using VLLO since the beginning, or since I started editing on my phone. So yeah, I edit all of my videos from my phone, and yeah, there's no video I've ever edited on my PC. Well, none of these videos that I've done on this channel. So another thing I just wanted to mention is that this app is free to download, but if you want all of the features you might actually have to pay for it, and it is 150 rand, so I don't actually think it's that much, and especially if you're going to be investing in your channel. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. So the first thing that you're going to see is create video or GIF or GIF, and you're just going to search for whatever videos or photos or GIFs that you want to use in your video, and just select all of them, especially if you're going to be using a lot of GIFs and stuff like that. I personally prefer doing that instead of like looking for them later on, but you can still do that, but I'll explain later in the series how you can do that. Okay, so once you enter the screen, there's basically options to have your video either in landscape mode or in portrait mode. Landscape is 16:9, and that is the default for YouTube. So if you're recording with your phone, make sure that you always record in landscape mode and not portrait mode. Portrait mode is for YouTube, is for Instagram and WhatsApp, and then the other modes are for either your posts and so on and so forth. So then you also have options to full or center your video, but we'll get into that later in this tutorial. So this page is where your clip is, and to navigate across everything, you either just need to tap and drag your clip to move through it, and you need to tap on it and make sure it is highlighted in white to make sure that the video or the clip is selected. So now that I have selected my clip, I'm just going to mute it so I can add music. I'm going to be explaining the other features a bit later. Another thing I just want to let you guys know is this clip was taken in portrait mode, so I'm going to be showing you guys how to make sure that it fills up the screen and it doesn't have those black things on the side. So what you're first going to need to do is select the clip. And once you select it, there is going to be an option for background, and you can either pick a color or a pattern or blur the background, but the other option is also to go into the options and make it the options in the bottom right corner and select fill. So filling it up is not always going to work for all your videos, especially if it's a video of yourself talking or something like that. So this is why it's really important to always record in landscape mode. However, in this video it sort of worked for me, but just generally speaking, it's better if you record in landscape. So transitions have basically been the most requested when it comes to the editing tutorials. A lot of people have asked me how I do my transitions, and the first thing that you're going to need to do is split your video. So splitting is going to give it basically a point where it can add the transition or the animation for the transition. So you just need to select it and tap on the scissors icon. So before I get into how you add a transition, I just want to show you guys how you add an animation to the beginning or the end of the video. So just tap on it and go to that little icon and tap on whatever like entrances or exits you want to use. There are a lot of options. Like I said, you have more features if you have the paid version, but you don't absolutely need it. So yeah, let's get into the transitions because it looks amazing right now. It looks amazing. So now I'm going to show you how to add a transition. You see that little square thing? Yeah, you're gonna tap on that, and once you tap on that, then there's gonna be a whole lot of options for transitions and so on and so forth. So before we actually get into this, I do want to say that make sure you guys always download non-copywritten music. On Apple, make sure that you save it to your files and not use it from iTunes, because music on iTunes is usually copywritten unless that you find like some sort of no copyright sound thing on there. But make sure it's better to just download it from the sites that have like non-copywritten music, if that makes any sense. And then just add whatever music you have found to your clip. I will link some non-copywritten music like channels below, just so that you guys can like get a little bit of guidelines, you know, that type of thing. And yeah, then you add it to your music. I've chosen this song because it's like super cool and it works with the video. That's another thing, you need to make sure that your music works with the theme of your video. But that's, yeah, that's actually a very big part of editing. So you made a mistake. You said something you weren't supposed to say in your video, you did something you weren't supposed to do, and now you need to cut that out. So earlier I showed you guys how to split your video. So if this part that you want to cut out is in the middle of your video, all you're going to need to do is make a split at the beginning of where you made that mistake, making sure that there's enough time for you to, you know, speak, or you to be understood, or the situation to be understood. And then what you're gonna do is make another split. Now that second split is either gonna determine whether you're deleting the clip in the middle or you're deleting the rest of the clip. So I think in this case I deleted the rest of the clip, but for those of you who want to cut out something in the center, then you would be deleting the part that you sort of, you know, made the two splits at the ends of. So basically that part that you want to cut out becomes its own clip. So does that make sense? I really hope that this tutorial is making sense, guys. Like I really do, because I feel like I'm explaining from like the point of view of somebody who understands this app, but at the same time I feel like we've tried to understand the app throughout this video. So this is basically the rest. Now that I feel satisfied with everything, I just want to explain to you guys that there is also the option to add sound effects, and there is also the option to do a voiceover like I'm doing now. The voiceover, my goodness. Which is what I'm doing now. It is really difficult, you guys. You don't try this at home. So next we're gonna go into the stickers. So stickers, they're probably the most fun thing ever to play around with. I use these to make my intro, I use them to make my outro, I use them to make my tutorial, well this tutorial that I'm making right now. These stickers, literally, they're everything. Like guys, they're so awesome, and it doesn't matter what type of aesthetic you have, like there's a sticker for every type of aesthetic, even like modern, even like, you know, modern, like which is really cool. So that is up to you. What you use is up to you. Just make sure that if you want all of the stickers, you just gotta you know, get the full version. This isn't sponsored. I'm just you know, advising you. I don't know why it sounded like I was promoting them. Why did it sound like that? Why did it sound like that? Okay, wait. Okay, I need to calm down. I've been so nervous making this entire voiceover, and now I'm all up in my comfort zone, and it's dangerous. So in addition to the sticker feature, you also have the template feature. Now this feature basically adds sparkles or hearts or whatever you want to add as a sort of overlay to your video. Now I haven't used these much. I don't actually like them that much. It depends on the video that I'm uploading. So obviously the videos that I upload don't need these, but I just thought it was you know, good to mention, because they're actually kind of cool sometimes, especially if you want something like really aesthetic. And then text, you know, text is pretty straightforward. All you gotta do is tap on whatever text, and in order to edit, you're just gonna have to tap on the text. I will show you guys that in a sec. And then just type whatever you want to type, and yeah, there's your text. And you can also edit your text by tapping on it, and at the bottom you'll see there's a whole bunch of text options. It's best to explore that yourself, because there's options for a background, there's options for a shadow, there's options for everything, and you can edit the colors by pressing that plus sign next to all the colors. Like, guys, honestly, I swear this app, like, the more I explored this app for this video, the more I realized how this is literally the best app for people who are just beginning and who are just starting out when it comes to editing videos, because I do use this other app called Sony Vegas Pro on my PC, which I used to use for my Sims videos, and I found that it was really complicated, but at the same time it produced really good results. But this is really good for beginners. The PIP, or the picture-in-picture option, basically allows you to add a video or a GIF or a GIF or a picture into your video, or on top of your video. So basically to plop it on. So if you perhaps are doing say a gaming video and you just want to have your face in it and whatever you were busy playing to be on the main screen, then you can do that. So that is basically one of the features that is not really commonly used, but it is really commonly used, and a lot of people have asked me how I do that or how they can do it themselves. I personally do not use it, so I'm not going to be going too in depth into it, but I am going to show you guys how you can do it. It's pretty straightforward. You're just going to need to navigate to the PIP section and then tap on image or GIF or video or GIF or GIF, whatever you want to use, and then tap or select whatever image you want to use, and then add it to your picture, add it to your video or your clip or whatever you're creating, and that's it. Now we're on to our last slide, which is filter. So there are 3 different options. So it is the normal filter option. The filter option allows you to just add a few of the filters that are already there. Keep in mind, some of these filters do need the full version to be used. I know I keep saying this, but it's true. It's the fact of the matter. It's the fact of the matter. And then if you don't want to use a filter, but you do want to enhance your video a little bit, you can completely ignore the filter section and go straight to the adjustments section, which is the second option. Now, in order to adjust it, you're just going to need to change your brightness and your contrast and your saturation and everything. But since we're all editing professionals here, you guys can basically, figure that out on your own. Brightness brightens your video. Contrast basically darkens the darks and lightens the lights and makes it look really pretty, if you get what I mean. And finally, you have your mosaic, and that is just to add a little blur. If you want to blur out somebody's face or something, that's what that is. And you can also make it pixelated. So that is it for those for the filter section. The only thing that there is left to do now, guys, is to save this video and render it. Okay, so before we go into the rendering page, I just want to show you guys how I edit my videos, just so that they can, so that the music can fade out, just so that it kind of like happens smoothly. And also the exiting transition sort of animation thing. I guess it's an animation, right? Yeah, the exit animation, I just wanted to either fade out or blur out or something like that. I just wanted to show you guys that just so that you don't get confused as to how I made it like flow out so smoothly. And then yeah, we can head over to the render screen. In order to render your video, you're just gonna need to tap the export or the save button in the top right corner of your app, and once you get into the render page, you're gonna have a few options. So the first one that I want to explain to you guys is the FPS, the 30 FPS, the frame rate. It's usually 30 FPS unless you've got like some intense slow-mo thing going on, but so 60 FPS is not necessary. And then the resolution is also, I usually do it on high, but you can do 4K if you want. And also the video format, if you want it to be a GIF or a GIF, you can do that as well. But the default for me is 30 frames per second, and then on high and video resolution high. And yeah, we render it, and once it reaches 100%, it is done and we can look at our work. Hello! I hope that was a helpful video. I haven't done these voiceovers in such a long time, so yeah, I did the most, guys. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. Subscribe if y'all want to see more, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah!